got my scuba gear on, but I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
There we go.
Okay, so this is what I know about manta rays from my scuba diving days. And today I'm going to get this off because that's meant to be 30 feet under the water. I want to hear all about the Mason manta rays because today you were a timer out there in the pool and everyone wants to know what's going on with the Mason swim team that draws people from around the world, and also the real estate report of what's going on in Mason in the Cincinnati area.
So the Mason manta rays are actually ranked in the 1% top in the entire nation. Right now, they are 4th on the entire United States of America list of swim teams. That's club swim teams. And they are in the process of building a brand new aquatic center actually behind the Mason High School. And it's going to be one of the biggest long course swimming pools in the entire tri-state. So
okay, I don't know what long course means. So let's educate everyone. If there's a parent out there who says, I got to move my kid to that long course, but they're still educating themselves on what a long course is.
Long course is what you see in the Olympics. So long course is the Olympic size pool. So not just your short course pool. It's an actual Olympic size pool is what long course stands for. And so right now, today, they did very well. It was an inter squad meet. So it was just competing against each other essentially. So not quite back to normal, but getting there.
Yeah. And your daughter was a part of that inter squad. Tell me about all that grades and ages and people who are involved with the inter squad that competed today.
So you have anywhere from 8 and under all the way up to high school, actually. So as of right now, there's the demand to get into this team. There's actually a waiting list right now. So they usually have tryouts once a year. And right now, like I said, there's a current waiting list to get on the team from what I've heard.
So the nice thing about sports as an analogy, and if you're watching from a part of the world where you're really not into sports, I don't know. I think almost the whole world understands soccer. So as a sport in swimming, you are swimming at a high caliber. And that means there's some kids that are not swimming at so high a caliber. They might just be having fun with it. What did your daughter have?
So she came from another swim club, but another way to get on is Mason has a summer swim team so that you could swim on the summer team for fun and then make your way into the tryouts once you build your skill set up. So Mason water moccasins. So if you're a Mason resident and you are part of the community center, you can try out for that summer team as well. So you have different avenues in Mason.
So your daughter's name it's Zion?
Yep.
Zion came to you at a certain point in time, maybe when she was 6 or 8, and was enjoying swimming. What was it that she said to you that she wanted to pursue the competition side of it?
It was just hard to keep her out of the water, honestly. And she just wanted to compete on a better team. So, she did the summer to begin with, and it was not as competitive. And she did various other sports, and then it kind of got dwindled down to the swimming side. And it's just been that ever since.
Oh, so you weren't one of those parents that threw your kid in the water and said, go for it. It was the other way around, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So Zion's probably very outgoing. What does she do every morning at 5:30 in the morning?
They're up and in the water going at it. So before school and then after school, sometimes they are in the water.
So she doesn't drive yet, I don't think. Does Zion drive yet?
Not yet.
Does she ride her bike? Because you live real close to where she swims, right?
Yes, absolutely. So that is the great thing, especially about the Mason Manor Rays and the Mason Community Schools. The middle school, high school, and elementary school and the community center where they swim are all within the same block. And then we live about 2 blocks down the road, so it is very easy to ride there, ride back, and going from school, after school, walking right to the training facility. So no busing, no long rides to the pool. It's very efficient.
That is one of the favorite things that I have about Mason, Ohio. It sets the standard for safe kids. And I say that out loud because it's a brand and it's a nonprofit that educates in every community around the United States. And it's always managed by a local hospital system with a huge volunteer group that talks every day online to schools, neighborhoods, about paths for kids to get to school that are safe to walk, safe to ride their bike. They step in and they help manage with the humans that are out there as crossing guards, usually somebody's grandparents who lives in the neighborhood, right? And Safe Kids in the United States has done more to impact a standard everywhere, but that standard is held at a super high level in Mason because Robert, of course, grew up there, and the kids have all these things in place. Look up Safe Kids, all these things in place, and the schools and the parents and the neighborhood to create an environment so that when these kids are going to swim practice at 5:30 in the morning, there's nothing crazy going on, is there?
No, absolutely not. Nope.
So in moving to that community, you made a good decision, but you grew up in the area. What were the other reasons besides being close to the school that you chose to move to Mason?
We looked at the actual Mason City schools being ranked. The the sidewalks and accessibility. So the sidewalks are very wide in most areas. So you can fit a lot of probably 4 to 5 people. So accessibility around, the increase in home values have continued to go up, and especially employment opportunities. So I just read on the Cincinnati Business Carrier site. So not only do you have the P&G, the Johnson & Johnson, you have L3 Communications was awarded a $37 million contract from the Navy. So not only do you have these big employers, but the job stability is there as well. So it's kind of like a compound effect too.
Well, welcome L3 to the Mason, Cincinnati area, because they had a footprint in the Sarasota, Florida area, and they make the black boxes do you know they make the black boxes for airplanes?
Nice. I did not know that.
Right? And everyone wants one in their airplane. They don't want to have to hear what's on the black box. But as far as a strategic company to have in your area, what a super win for the Cincinnati area. I am so excited for everyone who works for that company because you're going to love it there. And what are the other things that people are going to love about the area of Mason? Because if you actually can't find the right sort of home that you want at the right price point, Robert's here to help you get within driving distance of the Manta Rays or whatever else that you need. What are the other communities around there that are going to help someone decide how close they want to be to that swim team or their job? What are the other known areas next to that swim team?
So you have Madeira, you have Sycamore. Those are both top tier school districts. And then you can venture a little farther out if your children are attending possibly a St. Xavier High School or Ursuline Academy, which are private schools. So it all depends on where your employment is and how much of a drive you want. But you can't go wrong with the outside areas either as well. Like I said, Madeira and Sycamore School District are on the same page as Mason. They are top tier.
Now, what was that private boys' school that you mentioned earlier? Did we name it yet?
Yes, St. Xavier High School.
Okay, excellent. They're also a great basketball high school, right?
Yep. Yep.
I really like watching the Xavier Musketeers. I went to Xavier for a little bit of time. Really like that school and their curriculum and anything about Xavier. Shout out to anyone who's a Musketeer fan, but any team that sends a nun on the road with their basketball team is got 2 thumbs up from me. Look at that smile on your face, because you know what? A bunch of teenagers traveling on the road, that nun's going to keep it kind of locked down, isn't she?
Absolutely.
So back to the real estate report, what are the other numbers that are going on in the Cincinnati area?
So right now, if you're looking particularly for Mason, you have there's 100 active listings on the Cincinnati MLS that I'm seeing, and it can be anywhere from an entry level, a condo for about 130, or a big mansion for $2 million. So Mason has anything that fits your price range. And Madeira is inventory is very low actually in Madeira. That other one I mentioned, that only has about 30 listings. And Sycamore City Schools has about 50 to 60 listings right now, which have condos. Madeira is primarily single family homes.
Nice. And if somebody wants some acreage, where are they going to go?
I would probably suggest going a little farther north, probably into Moro, Ohio, which is Little Miami School District, which is I would say, an up and coming school district that is growing. So, like you said, the acreage, so you have a lot of farm fields and they are building on it. So that school district is very in transition and becoming very well known in the area as an up and coming school district.
Yeah.
Or you can go farther out.
Go ahead.
Clinton County.
Where else out in the county?
You can go even farther north up to Clinton County, where the inventory is a little bit less available.
Oh, so if you want acre plus properties, that's one of Robert's specialties. You'll see his ads on all the social media. If you're looking for acre plus properties where it's a seller who really must sell, wants to sell, is gonna sell, then make sure you contact him right now or messenger him, because in putting you in a position, why interest rates are still, what are they at 2.8? No, they're still not going to tip past 3% right now, are they?
They're below 3 still, which is amazing.
Amazing opportunities for buyers. And if there's a realtor out there that needs help with understanding how to lead their buyer in that direction, message Robert, messenger him, because he knows all about making sure these properties are available to the marketplace and helping those marketplace activities come together from a business standpoint. You come by that very honestly because you're also fully engaged as a project manager, aren't you? Isn't that your background?
Yep. Project management and account management and all types of vast management background. So nothing's too hard. Whatever type of curveball you throw, we will follow through and follow back and get her done.
Get her done. That's awesome. So in talking about the overall picture of real estate we help people who want to move in by Christmas. We're thinking about Christmas right now. What are the things that are top on your outlook that you want to say to a real estate audience who are thinking about the Cincinnati and Mason area?
I would take an advantage of these interest rates being so low, because all I'm hearing from is older adults that are telling me that they've never seen interest rates this low before in their lifetime. So I would take advantage before they start going back up, before that, the inventory starts flooding in, and then I would just take advantage while you can.
That's great. And what else do we have working for the buyers right now? And that is scarcity and supply. If as a buyer, you're not working with a top-notch realtor like Robert and his team, you might miss out. What are you offering the buyers to help them decide? Because appraisals look at a mile and then 5 miles, but there's a market approach. What is, for that buyer, they have to take into consideration how close they are to the job and how close they are to the amenities they want to be close to, near. And oftentimes there's only just a couple of contenders, aren't there?
Yeah, absolutely. So, like you hear all realtors say, you have to think about not just the house you're buying, but you're buying for the neighborhood. So really take a deep step back and look at, where do you see yourself, in 10 years from now? Is it, not necessarily the house, but we will get you in the neighborhood you want. So that's my biggest question is, what neighborhood do you want to be in?
And there's not a lot of supply in those neighborhoods, are there?
No, absolutely not.
So driving around the neighborhood, you might see a sign in the yard, but it'll be gone within a couple of days. Buyer has their tax returns and their pay stubs already with a local mortgage agent. You are helping those buyers get a jump in neighborhoods where you're door knocking and you're talking to all the neighborhoods. So in your area what's going to be coming up for sale. You're alerting your buyers and also helping that seller understand this is going to be somebody who's going to want to move in within the next 30 or 45 days. That's a lot of work, isn't it, Robert?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, good talking to you today. Are there any other things you want to add to your real estate report so we can help buyers understand the value of this information at this level, keeps them at the top level of their search, their low frustration in the transaction because you know what you're doing, and also helping people, you're available. What are the other things that you want to mention before we sign out?
Basically just if you're looking for the perfect neighborhood, all you have to do is give me a call and let me know, and we will take it from there.
That's great. I appreciate you today, and thank you for coming on the Zoom meeting. And we'll look to do these reports at least every other week because you're so busy with the swim team and your daughter's involved. By the way, how did she do today?
Oh, she did great. She shaved time off. That's always a good thing in swimming.
By the way, just as an example, teams at this level, it's not just showing up, it's the everyday workout, and it's the time. When you say she shaved time off, was it because of her, what was it that helped her shave time off?
The consistent training and the self-discipline throughout the week.
Self-discipline. Don't you love that when you're talking? And your kid, you probably can't even keep out of the water, can you?
Absolutely not.
That's great. Well, I appreciate you, and I look forward to every other week reports. And any questions that you have on our live audience, just messenger us, and we'll make sure we answer it ahead of time, or we'll get the question directly to Robert so that he can talk to you directly, and he's available every day for business. I appreciate you, Robert. We'll talk to you soon. Thank you.
Thank you.